Okay, today I'm going to be showing you guys the GeForce Now on my Mac Mini. Been trying for years to play decent games on the Mac. As most of you know, it's difficult sometimes. Anyway, I had a little bit of time and I heard a review of the GeForce Now, or at least an endorsement on one of the podcasts I listen to a lot, so thought I'd give it a try. So today I will be showing you the results I got. I also have a very limited internet connection. I mean, it's 50 megabytes down, but that's pretty limited by today's standards. So let's get to it. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is show you guys what I'm talking about when I say GeForce Now. Let's see, do I have this open? I think I do here. Yeah, so this is NVIDIA. Actually, this was created by NVIDIA. It's the GeForce Now membership. It's basically, they have 3 levels of membership here. It's basically a streaming game system, sort of like Stadia, if you've ever heard of that, that will stream video games to your computer. They're saying, great things about it. They have a free membership, which is great because you can test it. It gives a 1-hour session length. They call it the basic rig, standard access. I subscribe to this priority one for 1 month because you can get it for $9.99. Just test it out for a month. It's on an RTX, a premium rig. It doesn't really say what that is, but priority access to gaming servers, 6 hours. You can play up to 6 hours at a time without getting any issues theoretically, and 1080p at 60 frames per second. So I joined that one just to test it out, and I'll show you what happened when I first tried it. This one over here on the right I'll get into a little bit. It's actually what got me sort of interested in it because they're having a new service that they've just opened up for pre-order. You can see up here at the top. For pre-order, it's going to be $99.99 for 6 months of access. It gives you 8-hour session length. Supposedly you get up to 1440p at 120 frames per second. On a Mac, that's going to be difficult unless I buy one of the new ones or get a new monitor or whatever. I'm not really worried about the 120 frames. And I have not really tried this HDR Shield TV. This is NVIDIA's basically Apple TV clone or competitor. So maybe that would be something to look into in the future. But right now I'm just going to show you what happened when I first tried this. Let me get over to the NVIDIA client. So I signed up, I downloaded the GeForce, let me get rid of these alerts. I downloaded the GeForce app. There's actually a GeForce Now app that you can download, and we'll go through this in a second. But the first thing I did is I went over here to settings because I wanted to see where the server was, how fast it would be, any issues. I connected my Steam account. They have an Epic Games account. You can connect that too. That way you can see the games that you've already purchased and connect to them directly from the app. You don't have to download the games, which is the great thing. So I actually bought a couple of games recently, and I'll show you. I didn't have to download them. Anyway, it'll show you the streaming quality down here. So you can sort of see the default. I just left it at balanced. I didn't mess with any of this stuff. Most of these other things I didn't get into. But what I did do is test the network. And when you go here, it's going to analyze your network, and they're going to give you a rating based on not just the speed of your download, but also packet loss, which they are saying you're having packet loss. Right now, I'm not qualifying. You can see that streaming over your network is not recommended. If I click here on details, it's going to tell me my bandwidth is 35 measured. They're saying I'm only required to have 50. 15. They recommend 50. My packet loss, though, is killing me at 15. And no matter how many times I try this, and I've tried it many, many times, my packet loss was terrible. So like I said, I have a fairly poor internet connection, a 50 megabit down through AT&T DSL. And every time I tried this, I would get the same issue. Mainly the red part is packet loss. So you can see my bandwidth is fine now. Everything else is fine, but my packet loss. So what I ended up doing, I did some research. I went to their boards, their forums, and I found and I'll show you that in a little bit, but I basically found a VPN or a gaming VPN client they recommended called Speedify. So I installed Speedify, and let me see where that is now. Oops, I guess I got to go find it because it's not on my desktop. Let's pause this for a second, and I will be right back. Okay, this is Speedify. And it's basically a VPN client. I did some reviews of it. They have a free version, which is useless, basically, as far as I can tell. Anyway, one of the things this does is it lets you bind. So if say you have an iPhone, which I do, I can connect my iPhone here, and you'll see this in a minute, but I have my primary is Ethernet right there. It shows my Ethernet. I have it plugged in because they recommend you do that to get a better connection. And when I plug in my iPhone and I turn on my hotspot, I will be able to bind it here. Let me turn on my hotspot. Okay, allow others to join. There we go. I'm going to run it over Bluetooth and USBs. That Wi-Fi seems to be not fast enough. So I turn it on here, and hopefully she pops up here in just a second. There you go. So now my cellular is my secondary connection here, and it takes a few seconds. So if I run a test here, if I go into their settings and go to the performance test and click on speed test, it's going to run a little speed test here. Right now it's about 40 down. So usually when I run this, I get between 40 and 50. It's not the speed I'm trying to clean up, it's the actual packet loss. Because I talk to AT&T technical support, I do a speed check with speedtest.net, I do test with AT&T's servers directly, and they say they're not seeing the packet loss. So what I did when I connected Speedify, see it's just telling me it's 35, which is fine. But when I go here, I can set the server. And I set the server to be in San Francisco. I mean, by default, I think I have it set to fastest server now, but I think usually it picks one. It's picking Fremont now. So we'll see if that shows any packet loss. Maybe that's not close enough. You can manually go in here and choose the server and choose San Francisco because GeForce Now is in the Bay Area. I don't know exactly which city, but when I chose San Francisco, it seemed to help. So if I minimize this, I go back and run my speed test over here. Let's go back here. Go back into my settings. Oops, I am here. Here we go. Let's see if it might not have improved it yet. Sometimes you have to close the GeForce Now app before you rerun it. But you can see I have Speedify running up here now, so I'm connecting through Speedify. And it says I may experience some problems, but I have 0 packet loss now. My latency is a little higher, not sure why. What I might do is go up here, go to Speedify. Let's go back into my settings, server. Instead of choosing fastest server, I'm just going to choose San Francisco. I can actually go down here. There's several San Francisco servers, I think. Yeah. So I can choose one of these. I wish I could just limit it to San Francisco and then say fastest server. But you can check torrent-friendly servers. You can check, let me see. Yeah, you can check several other things. I haven't really gone into the details of this. I did sign up for a month of Speedify also. And then I ended up getting a deal. So I signed up for a 3-year plan. I figure I'll be using this for a while. It seems to actually clean up a lot of the problems I have with my internet until I can get a better internet service provider, which is another issue. So it's still saying that, but it's just mainly because I'm a little bit low on what they recommend as far as the speed goes. But my latency is down, my packet loss is 0, and this is the only way I've been able to find to get rid of the packet loss. So that gets us into GeForce Now under the priority, the regular plan basically, and we can go to the games. Let me pause this right now and we'll come back and I'll show you what the games look like later. Okay, let's take a look at some of the games that we have available inside GeForce Now. There's sort of a whole bunch that are kind of advertised here at the beginning. What they do have here, if you don't have an account, you don't have to have an account, a Steam account or an Epic account or a game account at all. You can click here and you can see these free games. They have quite a few free games. These are just streamed or straight. You're playing, basically what's happening here is when you play the game, you're playing it on their server and the results are streaming to you. So I've tried Path of Exile, which is pretty cool. I'd played a little bit before, but I just tried it just because I didn't want to buy a game to try it with, and I hadn't used Steam in many years. Most of the Steam games I have would not play on GeForce Now. That's one of the issues. Every game on Steam is not enabled for GeForce Now. So if I go back here and we look at my library, I have Path of Exile. I actually purchased New World, and I had purchased a long time ago Left 4 Dead 2. So most of the other games I had on Steam do not play here, but they have what's called GeForce Now Thursdays, where they show new games that they're adding, that they've added recently. Alan Wake, Ilion, some of these. Guardians of the Galaxy is supposed to be a really hot new game. It's one of the brand new ones. It was, day it launched, it was available on GeForce Now as well as Steam. So I'm going to launch Path of Exile real quick just to show you what it looks like. It comes up here. It'll do a test again for the server just to make sure my connection's good. And then it just loads up. It takes a few minutes. It's getting it launched, but I did not have to install it on my computer at all. I did not have to install New World on my computer. You have these options, Command G, which you can go into. So if, during the game, I can hit Command G and it'll bring up this overlay once the game gets launched here. Yeah, there you go. And so I can turn on some of these options. I can record some game footage. I can store it in a gallery, take screenshots, adjust my microphone, look at the statistics. So let's turn these on. This will show you the ping, if I'm having any packet loss right now, and the frames FPS that we're getting right now. So looks like this may be doing an update. Steam they have to update it on their server from Steam, probably because nobody plays it but me. So I might just see if I can get out of this real quick. This may be one of those where oh, let's see, is it done? No, I don't think so. So what I'm gonna do is go here. What can we do here? No, I can't exit from here. Okay, let's Command Tab. I think I'm just gonna have to start this over again. I don't want this. Oh. Well, there we go. So I can also access the Steam community here by pressing Shift and Tab. So you can go in here and look at your friends and what have you. I can log into the game. I'm not really gonna, just sort of showing you what's happening here. So I'm still getting, well, 61 frames per second on the menu. Not bad, I guess. But we'll start my game here, hit play, just real quick to show you what it looks like. But it's running through here. You can hear the sound, which you may not want to hear. I can move around here, you know, and just do the regular game things you can do inside of Path of Exile. I can go play the game. It's still staying at 61 frames per second according to the system here. No packet loss, which is what I'm really concerned about. And the ping, you know, latency is basically 32, which is pretty good, I think. It's not going to be as good as local play. Let me exit Path of Exile. See, it did go down. As I get more and more people around me, it's going to go down a little bit. It went down to 49. It takes a few seconds to quit it. Now we're back out of Path of Exile. I'll go in real quick here to New World, which is one of the reasons I even, now it's testing it again, analyzing my network. One of the reasons I even messed around with GeForce Now was to try these new type of games like New World, because that's not available on the Mac at all, and it probably won't be for a long time. They've said they won't even be out on consoles, so even if I had a PS5, I wouldn't be able to play it. So I did want to try it out and see how I could play it on my Mac without buying a new high-end PC. We're trying to figure out how to run Parallels, which doesn't run too well. This is a newer Mac Mini that I'm running on. It's an M1 based Mac Mini, so it doesn't even have an Intel processor. So it would be more difficult, if at all possible at all. So it takes a few seconds to load up here. Let's finish it up, and just want to give you sort of a taste of what's happening here. Now, if some of you have a higher speed internet, even an old legacy Mac, this supposedly works on Macs all the way back to 2012. And I am going to try it next. Probably won't be in this video, but I'm going to try it on my iPad, because there's a client for the iPad. There's actually a client for your iPhone. I'm also going to hook it up to a controller, because right now I'm actually playing the mouse and keyboard. Right this second I'm actually using my trackpad because I don't want to hook my mouse up. But there we go. We're loaded up. Going to hit continue here. See, it flips around here. I've played this maybe, I don't know, 10 hours, not even 10 hours. I'm level 11 already. I've probably played it over the last couple of days, maybe a couple, 3 hours. Got up to level 11. It's a cool little game. It's a little bit like World of Warcraft, you know, set in a different time period, but it's kind of cool. And it's got me back to playing mouse and keyboard games. Up until recently, I'd been playing on my PS4, but I was looking forward to getting a PS5. I finally sold my PS4, still have not purchased a PS5, and I probably won't. We're logged in now. Let me see. Can I turn on the... Oh, that's the wrong one. What did I say? Yeah. I wanted to see if I could turn the FPS counter back on, but basically, this is probably getting 30 or 40 FPS. You know, you can run around here, look around some of the areas, see if there's anybody around here. It slows down when there's more people around, but if there's actually a bad connection, I'll get a little, up here in the corner, I'll get a little, you'll see a little icon show up that will be yellow if it's a weak connection, or it could get red saying that you're going to lose connection. But the cool thing is, with Speedify, I've never completely lost connection. It basically pops up and says it's going to save your connection. When I go back and look at the log, it'll tell me how many potential catastrophic connection losses I would have had, and it has saved me from that. I think I can go out here and fight somebody. There's a pig or something I can fight here, or whatever. But this is not really a demo for this game. Can hack him up here, poor guy. He's not really hurting me, although he would attack me. So I could harvest him, but I'm not going to. You guys have probably seen reviews of New World before. Just wanted to sort of give you an idea of how it works. Hit escape, go back here to the game menu, exit to my desktop. If you log out when you're in combat, your body will remain in the world. Do you want to proceed? No, actually I don't. I guess I need to go back or get out of combat here, put my sword away, go back up here into the city. You're sort of safe in the cities here from what I can tell. I'm not really an expert at this game, obviously. I just started it. Just sort of run through the zones. Back in First Light Town. Let's exit now. See what it tells me. Okay, exit to desktop. Okay, I'm exiting, yes. And when it exits the desktop, it obviously takes you right back here to the GeForce Now client. So what I'll do next time is I'll try a couple of other games maybe and give you a better idea of how it works with other games and if it works on my iPad. Right now I sort of like it. I think it's pretty good for what it gives me, and basically with the internet connectivity I have right now, I would not have been able to use GeForce Now without Speedify. So I would need, the thing is I need Speedify and GeForce Now, which is basically going to cost, you know, about $15, $20 a month. And if I go to the RTX 3080 option and test that out, I'm signed up for it. It hasn't released in my area yet, because they say you only need a 50 megabyte connection. So that's the one where you're basically getting a 3080 streamed down to you, so you get much better graphics and detail. And I may try that out and show it to you guys in another video. But that's it for right now. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you as quick as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.